Black violent crime is astronomically out of proportion. Though some still deny it, some still say that only black people are arrested for crimes that white people get away with. Well, every one of these videos is a challenge. So if that claim is correct, every one of these videos should be easy to refute. Now, this video is about black on senior violence happening all over the country. I see it all the time in the paper, in parking lots, in parks, in home invasions. If this black crime is not astronomically out of proportion, all you have to do is start producing the white on senior violence that happens in homes, supermarkets, parks, streets. I'm waiting. Let's get to the video.
An elderly couple attacked in an East Austin shopping center believes they were targeted because of their age.
All happened in the parking lot of the Capitol Plaza shopping center just east of I-35. Two men, Seneca Ratcliffe and Aaron Lewis, are in the Travis County Jail charged with aggravated robbery. KXAN's Lindsey Bramson sat down with the couple who talked about their terrifying experience.
The victims say they parked here in one of these handicap spaces just outside Shepler's. It was seconds after they say they were knocked to the ground.
When I woke up, I was on the pavement, and of course my purse was gone.
Lorraine says one of the suspects pushed her husband to the ground, then hit her over the head, knocking her unconscious. Investigators say a witness took pictures of both suspects and the license plate on the getaway car, and that's what helped police catch them.
Neighbors on edge tonight as police search for a group of men who broke into the same home not once, but twice. At least 3 guys held an elderly woman at gunpoint.
Officers say 3 men kicked in the back door to an 83-year-old woman's home. They then demanded money from her, but police say she couldn't understand them because she's deaf. They, however, showed back up last night and robbed her again at gunpoint. But unfortunately, there's not much else to go on at this point.
Aren't you leaving out one little thing they had to go on? For some reason, it's in the written part of this, but not in the broadcast part of this report. And here's what we also have to go on. The suspects are described as black males with an older rust-colored truck. A witness to the second robbery reported seeing 4 or 5 black males near the home. Well, that's something to go on.
Now this morning, we're getting a look at the man investigators in Lake County say robbed a 94-year-old outside of a Publix. Police say the suspect was standing behind Donald Harshberger in the checkout line. This was at the supermarket in Leesburg last week. And as soon as the World War II vet left, investigators say he followed him outside and attacked him in the parking lot.
His alleged crime is horrific, and his behavior in court today, very troubling. 20-year-old Antoine Pettis is charged with sexually assaulting a woman who will soon be 102 years old. Our AJ Bayapor with more on what led to his arrest.
Antoine Pettis wastes no time addressing the cameras as the bailiff brings him into the Milwaukee County Intake Court. The 20-year-old Milwaukee man is accused of raping a 101-year-old woman in her home on September 1st. According to court records, Pettis broke into the woman's home near 36th and Florist. The woman woke up with Pettis in her bedroom. After slapping her several times in the face, Pettis allegedly grabbed the victim's wrists and raped her. Tuesday, Pettis' bond is set at $100,000. He expresses disbelief and refuses to sign the bond agreement.
That's 60-year-old Ronald Karras calling 911 in Des Moines, Iowa from the trunk of his car. Police say 2 acquaintances, John Deering and Deborah Oliver, have been convicted of putting him there and beating him in the process.
Big deal in Tempe after police there say they have arrested a suspected serial sexual predator. 24-year-old Ikwanzi Job Owen Jr. was caught overnight.
Now, he was wanted for raping a 91-year-old Tempe woman, and police say that his DNA is now a match for 3 other sex crimes in Mesa. Police say Owen was an opportunist who preyed on the vulnerable. All of his victims were over the age of 50.
Emotional 17-year-old appears in juvenile court accused in the aggravated rape of a 69-year-old runner. Good evening. Thanks for watching News Channel 9 at 6. I'm Calvin Sneed.
I'm Kim Chapman. Deontay Smart's family does not believe the allegations against him, and they say he broke down in tears in court today. News Channel 9's Jerry Askin is at the Hamilton County Detention Center right now.
I don't believe my brother did that.
Dedrick Suttles told me his 17-year-old brother, Deontay Smart,
is innocent.
He just word against word, and words ain't nothing. You got to actually have proof to put my brother down for what he done, but he hasn't done anything.
Even though court officials told us yesterday that Smart confessed to this crime, his family, who was inside the courtroom today, says Smart broke down in tears, denying the rape allegations.
And it don't make no sense because my son is not guilty. He's not that type of person, and it's two sides to every story.
A disturbing story. A woman nearly abducted while grocery shopping. Police tell us the woman was putting groceries in the trunk at the Aldi on Murfreesboro Pike when a man started groping her and tried to shove her into the trunk. Luckily, other people in the parking lot saw it and stopped it from happening. Officers arrested this guy, Michael Tucker, a convicted violent sex offender. He's now charged with sexual battery.
74-year-old Charlotte Dunaway was knocked unconscious from it when her purse was torn from her hands. She says she does not remember a thing. The surveillance video captured the attack. There it is. Dunaway was just released from the hospital in Dawson and strong words from her defenders.
Watch as this elderly couple eats quietly at their table, unknowing they're about to be assaulted. According to the police report, 74-year-old Don Francis and his wife, 69-year-old Betty Francis, asked the 33-year-old Jocelyn Thornton to refrain from cursing while talking on the phone at Cuisine of China on Geyer Springs Road.
That got Miss Thornton even more riled up. She then started to confront the 74-year-old male, and his 71-year-old wife intervened and tried to kind of defuse the situation. Ms. Thornton didn't like the fact that his wife intervened.
Thornton then gets in Betty Francis' face and proceeds to attack her, pushing her into a table and hitting her. Patrons and workers watch and call the police. This video was taken by one of the workers after the incident. Thornton is clearly still irate, cursing and claiming she didn't put her hands on anyone.
I didn't put my hands on you.
You did.
She's later taken into custody. Lieutenant Sidney Allen says confrontations involving the elderly are rare.
It is. I mean, you would think that, if an elderly person were to confront you, you would just, be polite and say, I apologize for whatever was going on, but that's not the position that Ms. Thornton took. So, fortunately, the officers were able to respond in a quick time and catch her while she was still on scene.
Thornton is being charged with felony battery and misdemeanor assault.
Here's a 72-year-old senior citizen victim of a attempted carjacking.
A 69-year-old woman is recovering after police say two men kicked in her door this morning in West Hazleton, beat her up, and took at least $1,000 in cash and debit cards.
It is the latest in a series of break-ins where older folks are being targeted for money.
According to the St. Louis City Police Department, last week in broad daylight, 53-year-old Marion McNeely was attacked and robbed in an alley in the 5300 block of Miami in South St. Louis. McNeely was returning home in his wheelchair. He's a United States veteran and a hospice patient dying of liver cancer.
This description of the attackers was on the website, but not on the broadcast version. A teal Pontiac occupied by several black male suspects approached the veteran. The suspects exited the front passenger side of the vehicle, walked up to McNeely, then reached in the veteran's shirt pocket and removed his money. McNeely said he was then cut with a knife when he raised his arm to protect himself.
The man who broke into a 99-year-old City of Poughkeepsie woman's apartment and then smothered her to death is headed to prison for at least the next half century. On August 20th, 2013, Rogers was looking for a place to burglarize when he broke into what he thought was an unoccupied residence at 22 Underhill Avenue. After taking some money in the kitchen, he walked into a bedroom and surprised Fanny Gumbinger, who was in bed. Gumbinger told him to get out of her house and started to scream. Rogers smothered her with a pillow and assaulted her with a knife.
Here's a story about a home invasion robbery on a 91-year-old veteran. Let's head down to New Orleans for another case.
My lower jaw mandible was broken in many places.
It's been a week since Sacramento trial lawyer Bill Callahan was severely beaten in New Orleans. As he was walking back to his hotel early Friday morning, 3 men attacked him.
And they came onto the sidewalk behind me. One of them said something. I don't even have any memory of what he said, but he made some comment.
That's Callahan's last memory of the incident before he came to.
I was staggering.
Philadelphia police are trying to track down the person who attacked, robbed, and stabbed a 61-year-old woman this morning. The victim didn't stand much of a chance. She has MS and was in her wheelchair. Action News reporter Dan Cuellar has her exclusive story.
Went to play my lottery at ShopRite like I do every morning.
Amaryllis Morales says she was on her wheelchair about 10:20 this morning on her way back from the ShopRite at Island and Limburg. She says suddenly a young man jumps off his bike and runs towards her.
He says, "Give me all your money." I says, "I don't have no money. Give me all your money, everything you have. You're gonna die."
The victim, who has suffered with MS for over 34 years, says she was struggling with the man for her handbag when the attacker suddenly pulled a knife and stabbed her in the right shoulder. Police believe this assailant is the same one who stabbed and robbed a 63-year-old man Monday around 5 in the afternoon. The attack on Amaryllis Morales is the third attack on a disabled person across the tri-state area since last week.
Now, the attacker is described as a black male between the ages of 14 and 18 years old, last seen riding a dark-colored mountain bike.
Just a week or two ago in San Diego, the president of the local NAACP said it's statistically been shown that white people and black people commit the same amount of crimes, only black people are the only ones arrested. She went on to talk about how white people get away with committing all these crimes, that the police are picking on black people. Well, here's the challenge. Here's the videos. I'd like to see somebody match them. These are recent videos. These are tip of the iceberg. There's an enormous amount of black on senior violence going on, black on vulnerable violence. And yet we hear that black people are relentless victims of white racism. That's ridiculous. Hey, can I give you an update on my YouTube banning one of my videos? Why it kind of got my full attention? So, a couple days ago, I made a video of a kid pulling a gun on a cop in a gas station near Ferguson, Missouri. And this was kind of a simple video. It didn't have a lot of talking on it. Didn't have a lot of pictures of the book. It didn't have any calls to action where you better buy this book or the world will end, or you better contribute to my efforts to help spread this around or the world will end. That's why it was kind of weird to me. So the trolls are out. The trolls are assaulting YouTube. The trolls are getting YouTube to try to spend more time taking videos down, threatening the existence of the entire channel. The reason this has my attention is, boy, this YouTube channel is really growing and exploding, really making a difference. A lot of people are watching it. Subscriptions are going way up. I just kind of started paying attention to my YouTube about 4 or 5 months ago. Took a course in it, learned how to do it, and now it's really they're getting lots of views, lots of replays, lots of subscribers. It's growing, it's growing astronomically. If you want to, a lot of people ask how they can help. So I have a spot on my web page, whitegirlbleedalot.com. There's a little link there. It says how you can make a difference. Basically, it says two things. One, tell the story to some media person. Call Rush, call Michael Savage, call Sean Hannity, send them an email. Do something like that. Spread this video around. If you want to help more, if you want to help us do more research, if you want to help us go into more courts, get more records, go to the front of this YouTube channel. Go to the homepage of this YouTube channel, and you'll see on the right a little thing how you can contribute to what we're doing here. Very proud to have you watching this. Very proud of everything that we're doing and how we're doing it. So let's keep going. This is Colin Flaherty with White Girl Bleed a Lot. I'll be waiting.